Comic 152. There's a few different characters. This is just to show you how similar Kenny is to Don Garbage. They're actually pretty much identical except for the mustache, so he's kind of an evil Kenny. I don't think I ever explored that. You're evil, janitor. Custodian, and what might you be able to do about me? I can't do anything, but Captain Hero can. Okay, sure, send him my way when he's real. He'll be sorry he said that. Fear not, citizen. Evil will not triumph today. Is this the first appearance of Captain Hero? Yeah, I think so, because I forgot his cape. So this is Captain Hero. I drew this a long time ago. Probably onwards of 9 years. And I just noticed in the grocery store a few days ago. Actually, no, this was like a few months ago. I noticed it for the first time. One of the Archie comics has a sort of... whenever they get bored or can't sell their product anymore, they start changing the universes. Care Bears did this, and yes, I know all about the Care Bears. Archie does the same thing where they do the Caveman series, where all of Archie's friends are all cavemen and things like that, or you do Archie Future, things like that. So they do Archie Superheroes. The Simpsons did this, so did Family Guy. It's just what you do when you run out of plots. You just need to make up something else. You steal from Marvel. So they had Archie and his friends all as superheroes. And what was Jughead's name, do you think? Captain Hero. Oh, stabbed me a little. It's a very generic name. I mean, had I called my guy, I don't know, something like Commander... No, Commander Justice is probably taken as well. The Crimson Justificator. That might be a little more unique. I like Don Garbage's hat in the first one, not so much in the second one. Anyway, so Captain Hero was my attempt at making a superhero that sort of... Captain Hero became what the Great Pumpkin was to Charlie Brown, for anyone who reads Peanuts. Because Charlie Brown was the only one who believed in the Great... Oh no, wait. Linus. Linus believed in the Great Pumpkin, and no one else thought so. It had something to do with the Great Pumpkin was sort of like the Santa Claus for Halloween, and he comes floating over top of pumpkin patches, dropping is it candy or toys? Don't remember. For all the children. It's the Snuffleupagus, when Snuffleupagus was Big Bird's imaginary friend, or pseudo-imaginary friend. You were never really sure because no one ever saw him. So basically, Captain Hero becomes Kenny's imaginary idol, but at the same time, whenever Kenny sort of talks about him, he talks about how real he was and how he actually spent most of his life with him. Sort of almost being raised that way. So it gets kind of blurry and weird. Towards the end of the comic, I was just starting to get into a bit more of the Captain Hero backstory when I just stopped doing the comic entirely, so we'll see how annoyed everyone gets with that whole thing. Basically, it never got resolved. Because I wanted it to be that Kenny was right, but at the same time, this was in between Kenny being a figment of someone's imagination brought forth of a fictitious wrestler. A physicalization of the good-natured and very soft-hearted part of a wrestler's brain. And at the same time, he was then sort of brought into the world and raised by a partial superhero who basically just stands around and looks awesome, doesn't really do anything. Anyway, it was a bit difficult to try to rationalize and bring back together. Now, if you look really carefully at the back of Captain Hero's head, it looks like he's got a little fly stuck on his head. That was always the little string that tightens up his mask. It's not quite luchador mask, but that was it. It was Captain Hero. There's an H on the front of him as well. Has there been Captain Hero yet? Why can I not remember this? I'm going to have to look through them all and just make sure. But I'm just going to say and pretend that this is the first one. Also, Kenny is totally calling out Don Garbage and calling him evil. I don't know if it's just because he's finally believing Dr. Zero and that Don Garbage is evil. He's just trying to bait him into something. And of course, Don Garbage says, "And what might you be able to do about me?" He says, "I can't do anything. But Captain Hero can!" So this is when Kenny breaks out the big guns. He's going to get Captain Hero to stop Don Garbage. I did a quick check last night because I was looking for something for my old site. So I went on the Wayback Machine. If you go to the Wayback Machine, I don't know if I should give you the URL, but it's got all my old comic site on it, and all the blog entries are all there and things like that. And it was a couple of, and I just happened upon one back in 2003 where I was talking about Don Garbage, and I was saying, yeah, it seems Don Garbage's accent, I seem to have been slacking on his accent recently, so apparently he's going to be around a little while. And I was saying, I'd like to think that this is because he's actually slowly losing his accent because he's talking to more people now, but it's probably just because I'm lazy and don't remember to do it. I'm quite certain it's that last thing. I think I've talked about Don Garbage and Captain Hero quite enough for one comic. So he's about to sick his superhero friend on the partially domesticated supervillain, all working in the theater. Oh yeah, this is getting real. Probably not. Tomorrow being Good Friday, I shan't be here, so we shan't have one, and we shan't recontinue on Monday. I need to learn words so I can say them. Yeah, 153, Monday.